then from there, it just sort of went crazy, viral, we'll say, and people started telling each other. And now we have people connecting from all over the state. And it's just been nothing but positive feedback from both our participants and our parents. So I can pass it on to.
Oh, sorry, I was just finding my unmute button.
Oh,
but yeah, okay. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate it. So why don't we pass it along to Allie and Jenny from Headwaters.
There we go. Sorry.
There you go. Nope. There you go.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. This is a lot of fun to be in the we are in our third week now, and
Jenny,
yes.
your audio is a little fuzzy. Maybe.
I don't. Okay. Why don't you move on to Laura then, maybe, and I'll.
Okay. So, I mean, when you're close, I think we can hear you better. Okay. Well, we'll kick it off to Laura then. If Laura, you want to take it over, and then we'll go back to Jenny.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Laura, and I work at ODC Opportunity Development Center. We are currently offering 22 virtual learning classes. We have 178 spaces filled so far, with more people adding each day. Our average class size is between 10 and 12, some being more, some being less. In some classes, we've had to add second sessions to them because they've been so popular. Some of our classes pertain to self-advocacy, some to employment, and some to wellness. As we began planning our programming, we wanted to include soft skills as well as professional skills. And we wanted to write curriculum to encompass the whole well-being of our clients. Some of our clients, as well as everyone else's, suffer from loneliness and isolation. And of course, during this time, it's even more so. Excuse me, some of our self-advocacy classes, we can express our wants and our needs. The Believe in Yourself and Let's Get Social classes promote self-determination, understanding, and promoting your rights, which increases your ability in making personal choices, advocating, and communicating. In the Safety First class, clients learn awareness about physical as well as mental abuse, and again, reinforcing their ability to speak up and speak out. Another category of our classes is employment. In You and Work, the client fills out interest inventory, plans career goals, explores different types of employment and skills needed to keep that employment, and also how to be a self-advocate to let the employer know what they can offer them. The Tech Tuesday class is actually a client mentored, instructor guided class. The individuals that are in that class so far have taught each other how to use YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest, change their virtual screen on the back of their, for their Zoom classes, and how to set up a recording studio and start a DJ business. They have also shared internet safety tips such as security codes, password requirements, and not to share too much personal information with people that they don't know. Excuse me, it's dry in here. Up your skills, you learn strategies in teamwork, networking, problem solving, and professionalism. Offering a wide range of classes and being person-centered, we also have basic sign language and ready-to-read program. To round out our overall wellness, well-being for clients, we offer wellness classes. Get up and go for some exercise. Some examples of that are stretches, chair yoga, and Tai Chi. Healthy habits includes nutrition, exercise, personal hygiene, how to change a daily habit, at-home fitness versus gym participation since they can't do that right now, and good sleep habits. For hobbies and entertainment, we have included music and a book club. Our mental health staff is also offering a live mental healthy class with topics of clients choosing and also topics like adaptation of mental health treatments and coping skills during this stressful time. So we are teaching both professional as well as soft skills, socialization skills. And let's see. So ODC is providing tablets with the Zoom app already downloaded on them. And we're also providing a laminated instruction sheet on how to log into Zoom and utilize it. We were able to secure money from our communities and grant funds to provide this service. Our case managers are making weekly check-in calls to clients. We feel this is the best approach because the case managers know the clients best, and they are able to suggest classes that will help the client achieve their personal and professional goals. Having a person-centered approach, the client can advocate for themselves which classes they are interested in. When the clients come to the table and express their interest, needs, and desires, they are more actively involved. A good example would be the Tech Tuesday class. The instructor had a tentative schedule planned, and found out the clients were probably more tech savvy than she was. And so therefore, they're leading the class, and then the instructor is guiding them. And so they're actually mentoring each other.
That's really great. Thanks, Laura.
You're welcome.
Jenny, did you get the audio figured out a little bit? Oh, I'm gonna unmute you. Oh, hold on, Jenny. It's not letting me unmute you. There you
Okay,
go.
I think
Because
I
you were on
did
the
it,
phone.
sorry.
There you go. Got it.
Yes, yeah, no, so I normally have to use my phone because my computer speakers are not good, but I was trying something new today that didn't work. So anyway, thank you. And I was just in the process of saying why we wanted to start these services, because obviously this is new for many of us as providers. And, you know, we have not seen a lot of the people that receive our services for over a month now. And so we wanted to be able to connect with people. And we also were seeing that, you know, everybody is learning how to connect virtually right now, people that haven't done this. And so that was one of our other goals, is we really wanted to teach the people that we support how to connect like everybody else is now. And we're in our third week. We are offering 8 different, we're not necessarily calling them classes/groups. And we were trying to build off of some of the things that people were working on in our community-based day services. And we were gearing the groups toward those individuals, but now we've had a number of individuals who haven't traditionally participated in those services participating virtually, which is very fun. We have a COVID-19 learning group, just kind of learning about everything that's happening in our world right now related to that. A lunch and learn where folks do some cooking together, some light, healthy meals, and then they learn about a topic of their choosing, gentle yoga and mindfulness. And we actually have Allie, who is the instructor for that course, and Ashley, one of the participants, on the call if people have questions. Relaxation through arts and crafts, which Allie is also teaching that one. Music appreciation and talent share. Games to strengthen knowledge and exercise the mind. Current events and coffee. And what's happening in the world of work, which is focused on soft skill development. Our most popular ones by far have been the gentle yoga and mindfulness and the relaxation through arts and crafts. And the lunch and learn too. People are very interested in cooking together and learning about something. We are offering these classes beyond our regular kind of service area because we can connect to individuals that we haven't met before. And so far it's been for the most part people that we know and who know us, but we're always open to other people joining. Most people are taking multiple classes or signed up for multiple things. And we haven't really had to at this point. We have a waiting list kind of, for a couple of the groups that have been popular, but we haven't had enough of a, I guess, enough interest to start a second time, but we're certainly willing to do that. You know, one thing that I'll share from our music appreciation and talent share, because some of it is, well, and this is kind of how our community-based day services are too. I mean, our staff may come up with the idea, and it is currently our staff who are doing these classes. And then it's really kind of self-guided from there, that the individual participants in the groups provide input into what they do and what they talk about and what they see. And so people were practicing some songwriting. And so they would come up with some lyrics, and Will, our staff person who's doing the music appreciation and talent share, would then sort of put it to notes and song. And so people are having a lot of fun with what they're doing.
Great, thank you, Jenny.
Thank you.
So that, hearing from ODC and Headwaters and DSAW about what they're doing is just a snapshot of the array of virtual services that are happening across the state. As you can see in the chat, there are other service providers that are offering things. And so we're going to talk now. I'm going to hand it off to Molly Cooney from the Board for People with Developmental Disabilities about how self-advocates can get connected with these resources, and like what kinds of questions, we'll also talk about what kinds of questions, or what do you think about or consider as you're trying to connect to these resources.
Awesome, thanks, Shannon. So like Shannon said, my name is Molly Cooney. I work for the Wisconsin Board for People with Developmental Disabilities. And we wanted to talk now about how do you connect with these types of services. The chat has been busy with people saying, how do you connect? How do we do this? Is there a list? So I'm going to share with you a little information. So first, ask the service providers that you're already working with if they are offering any virtual services. So start there, talk with them. Many providers are interested in doing this if they haven't started yet and are probably in the planning phase. So it's really important that they hear from you and you say, hey, I want to do this, or my family member would be interested. So advocate for yourself there. The second thing is that there's a group of service providers that has created a list of all the virtual services being offered right now, and they're updating it regularly, which is really cool. So it's a great list to check out, and I'm going to share my screen and show it to you. So here we go. Okay, so here's my screen. And Shannon's gonna put the website in the chat box. So this is the DSPN, or Disability Service Provider Network's website. This list is being compiled by this organization as well as APSI. So you go to COVID-19 resources and click it, and that then will take you to this page, which looks different. What? This is what it typically looks like. Sorry about that. And there's a list that says virtual services during COVID-19, and it's an Excel spreadsheet. So if you click that, it'll take you to this page. So on this Google sheet, you'll see a list of agencies. You'll see ACAP, Aptiv, Aspiro, the county that they're working out of, and then contact information. So if you're interested, this is the person you'd want to contact. And then if you scroll over, you'll see the list of services that they're providing, as well as a nice description of what that activity is. Somebody in the chat box asked how long these sessions are. There is, there is a date, the day of the week and the time that those are being offered, so you can see that. And you can also see who is paying for this, whether it's private pay, so you're paying for it on your own, whether it's IRIS or it's Incluso, what MCO, Lakeland Care, that might be paying for that. So if you're like, oh, I'm really interested in the sounds of music, then you would look over here and you would contact that provider. What's super cool about these virtual services that Jenny mentioned, I'm going to stop sharing my screen here, is that some service providers are trying to find ways to provide these services to anybody in the state. So even if this provider is not in your area, reach out to them to see if it's possible to connect with their services. Two other things we wanted to share. One is that you also should talk to your MCO manager or your IRIS consultants and say, hey, I'm interested in these services. Can you help me get connected? And if when you call, you have to leave a message, remember to make sure to leave a message with your name and contact info, and then don't be shy to call back the next day or the next day if you're not hearing from them. And finally, if you're enrolled with DVR, ask your DVR counselor about virtual options that might be available to you as well. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pass this now on to some of our self-advocates and families who are going to talk about some things you might want to keep in mind when you're thinking about virtual services.
Hi, I'm Julie Burish. I'm a parent. Catherine, you want to unmute yourself? And we're just going to talk about, Catherine has been working with DSAW Family Services and taking virtual classes, and they started right out of the gate. So probably the first week that, things started to shut down, DSAW put together a really robust, really nice series of classes to engage all of our self-advocates. Some of the questions that I think are really important that I think people should ask, one, like Molly said, definitely call the providers that you work with and see what they're doing. And they may have recommendations if they're not doing something, who is doing something good and robust. And part of the nice thing about these things are that you connect not only with new people, but you connect with your friends. So sometimes connecting with a provider where some of your other friends are also taking classes gives you a really nice connection. So that's one thing to ask. And I really think another thing to ask and to be aware of is, how do they engage you? I think that probably almost more important than some of the things that the providers are teaching are the connections that the participants are making with the teachers, but with other people. We're all stuck in our homes, and I think the connection that people are making and the ability to share what they're doing, contribute. I have to say, very pleased with the way things are going. Catherine, why don't you talk a little bit about some of the fun classes you're taking and how this is helping you, but like what you think is important that people should be looking for. I think it's really important that there's a two-way conversation and that everybody who participates has an opportunity to interact and to talk to other people in the group.
And then so the classes that I am taking with DSA currently are wellness and workout, where we get to like get out of our comfort spaces and just and then just like stretch. And then I have rescues and laughter, where we taught things within a session. And there are some screens that are shared within two teachers that will show us some very funny videos. I'm also in a creative corner with a DSA provider. Her name is JQ. She goes by Jaquita. She does hands-on class. She has a field in photography and arts, and so she gives us advocates within DSA to put hands-on class like we did. One of the class that we did was based on the movie called The Lorax.
What other classes are you taking, honey? What other classes?
The other classes that I have is social skills and young leaders. The social skills is like thinking out of it's kind of like thinking out of the box, and then young leaders is kind of like, to put it in my words, I would say kind of like going through what's going on, just like going on in our daily lives. And then I'm also in I'm in this class called Stream Team, and it's a social get together where we all come into a Zoom class, and we kind of play games and just get to know each other.
Good. Yeah, it's really, really nice. What do you think is the best part about having these Zoom classes, Catherine?
And the best part about having these Zoom classes is that you get to see everyone's personality come to life, and just have everyone share them as an advocate.
Okay.
And then with the teachers that are there, they help. They actually help us of other things as well.
Okay. So I guess those are the things I think when you are looking for providers, you would really want to ask what the format is and how engaged everyone will be. And, you know, are they going to be with people they know? And what kinds of opportunities? So this is, you learn things, but I think the big important thing is to really connect people and build community. And so now I'll pass it on to whoever's next.
I was going to say something too.
Oh, okay.
Well, because I am also part of the DCR family as well, as I am on the multi-chapter board along with DCR, with the director, John Newfer.
Good. Thanks.
That's great. Thank you so much, Catherine and Julie. We really appreciate hearing from you. And now we're going to hear from a couple of the other self-advocates. We have Dan, Ashley, and Amanda. And I think, Dan, if you can make sure you unmute yourself and maybe tell us a little bit about the types of classes that you're taking and the groups you've been involved in.
Okay, I'm representing Disha. The class we're doing is Creative Corner, Life Skills, and Stream Team, and Workers and Wellness.
That's great. So has it been easy for you to get connected? Did you need a lot of help, or how did that all go?
I had little help. I practiced with my sister-in-law, and then I did the rest of it on my own.
That's great. And do you know what are they using for the classes? What type of service? Do you know?
No, I don't.
Like Zoom or okay. And
Zoom.
how about Zoom? Great. How about what's the best thing about the classes and the groups you've been participating in?
The best part is I can see my sister Jen a lot, and I'm enjoying all the classes, and I'm really having fun with them.
Is there anything else you would tell people about joining in on the classes?
I don't know about that one.
Okay. Great. I think now we'll hear from Ashley.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, Ashley. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Can you tell us about the virtual classes you've been participating in and other types of groups that you've been doing?
Yeah, I've been doing that yoga and mindfulness on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I really think that you have to, as a self-advocate, think, am I gonna benefit from this? Is it gonna make me grow my brain? Is it going to relax me? Those things you really kind of got to think about, and kind of do meditation, and then you can kind of relax your brain in different and grow your brain in different meditation, mindfulness stuff. And I've been seeing other people on there really enjoy it and get a lot of good tips. So maybe they can actually practice those at home. So if they're feeling anxious, if they're feeling this, if they're feeling that, maybe they can go back and say, okay, I learned this from this class and I learned that from that class. Now I can use it on everyday basis when I get into a panic attack or when I can apply those strategies. I think that's really important to get something that you're gonna actually get something out of it, and then you can teach your friends, and then we can just keep growing together. I think that's the most important thing.
That's great. I forgot to say too that you're participating with Headwaters. How was it for you to get connected, and did you need any help of any kind to do that?
Yeah, definitely. I just been having my mom help me because it's easier to get it connected on the laptop than it is to do it on a phone. And I think it's just you just need a little bit of help, I guess, just like everyone does. So I think that it's been good for everyone to get connected because I've seen a lot of people on that call.
And
Sally?
then, yes.
Sorry, Sally, this is Jenny. I just wanted to add to what Ashley was saying. So one of the things that we did is we prepared welcome packets for everybody that's participating that has because we assigned a username for everybody. We're using Microsoft Teams as a platform, and we wanted to make sure that we could help people if they forgot their password or whatever. And so we assigned a username and password. And then we provided a long sort of instruction sheet with a lot of pictures. That's why it's so long. It's probably more than 10 pages long. It has a lot of pictures. So hopefully that helped. I don't know if Ashley could speak to that or not, but we tried to lay it out pretty clearly, I guess.
Was that helpful, Ashley?
Yeah, I definitely was doing that. I just need, no matter what it is, Zoom or Teams, I just need my mom to help me connect to it because I get worried because a lot of them just drop the calls. And yeah, it definitely was helpful. And I always think, and I know I've talked to you about this, Sally, I've always thought that the visuals are helpful. So I'm kind of glad that Jenny did that because I'm always telling you, visuals.
That is the truth. So what would you say, Ashley, what would you say the best thing about the classes and the groups has been that you've been involved in?
Well, I definitely think that I need that relaxation because with my autism, I tend to get into a lot of fears and anxieties. So when I do the meditation, it kind of says, okay, fear a little bit and then like let it go out of your brain. Because with autism, you tend to get attached to a lot of things in your brain and don't like let it flow out of your brain. So when you have those things, and a lot of people with disabilities, not just with autism, they get attached to certain things. And if they can do a meditation to either tapping, which is touching your knees and distracting your mind, if they can get it out of their brain and do something else, I think that that's great. And I think all our minds wander, but especially people with disabilities. So I think that it's really crucial for us to relax our mind and for us to get engaged in some type of meditation. And I can really see, I heard a lot of people's good feedback. They were like, oh, this yoga is my favorite part of the day. And I think if we don't have these types of classes, I feel like we're going to go nuts. I mean, and a lot of people don't have meetings a lot like me. So this is just distracting their brain and helping them cope with COVID-19. So, I mean, definitely these providers are doing a good thing by keeping their brains exercised because I don't know what they'd do without it.
Thank you. That's great. So we're going to move on to Amanda, who is participating with ODC's virtual services. Amanda, are you all set? Let's see. Great. I can see you're unmuted. So why don't you tell us about the types of virtual classes that you took and the different groups maybe you're participating in?
I'm in Get Up and Go, Tech Tuesday, Believe in Yourself, Be the Best You, and Get Social.
That's great. So how was it for you to get connected? Was it difficult? Did you need a lot of help? How did that go for you?
I needed a lot of help. It was my first time doing it. It was very difficult because I don't have a computer at home.
Okay, so how did you get a computer?
I came to ODC and I
Okay.
said, my computer is out of commission, and they helped me with day services computer. At first, when I came to ODC, Julie Stren let me use her computer at first, and then now they let me come into ODC for day services and use the computers down in day services.
So is it getting now that you've started doing it more often?
What was that?
Is it getting easier to use the computer and the services now that you're doing it more often?
Yes.
Oh, that's great. Can you tell us what the best thing is about the classes or the groups you're participating in?
The best thing is getting out of my apartment and getting socialized with the people that are on Zoom.
Have you made some new friends?
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. Anything else you want us to know about the virtual services?
It's great to see Ashley Matthew on here. I've been waiting to see her, and since she came to ODC the first time, and I got to see her.
Sure, that's true. You can connect with people from all over the place. It's not just where you live. So making friends all across the state.
Yes.
So I know there's been some questions in the chat. I think that Shannon has been trying to answer those.
Yep.
Are there any other thoughts before we wrap up, or?
Any other
Let me see if there's any
questions to put in the chat? Yep. Anything on Facebook, Sally?
No, just people saying thank you. There were some questions about whether this was just for adults or kids, and we kind of answered that, you know, it really depends by the provider and you should contact them. But I'm sure there are virtual services being offered for kids, and you should contact your waiver CLTS case manager to check on that. I think there have been a lot of questions about technology and how to get technology and some of that.
Yeah, there were a number of suggestions in the chat box. So if anyone's looking for,
yeah, so check those out. We are still we're doing a lot of new things, so we are still looking at ways that people can maybe get technology, but that's definitely something we know is an issue across the state, is having that technology. So continue to look for any updates that we might have out there to help people think about that. I don't think I have anything else. How about Shannon or Molly? Do you have anything to add?
Nope, I'm good. This was great. Thanks, everyone.
one thing I will add is just do a plug for the Employment First Conference. If on May 19th, more information is at the Wisconsin Board for People with Developmental Disabilities website. And one session we will have is kind of an open session on virtual services, very much kind of like this, you know, where people can talk and share. We'll share some information about what we know is going on with the virtual services, and, you know, any provider that wants to get on and talk and share. So we're going to have one session on virtual services, but there's tons of other great sessions being planned, you know, that will be presented. So look to the board's website for more information.
We also will be doing a presentation next Wednesday, May 13th at 11, around rights for people with disabilities during the COVID crisis. We are partnering with the managed care organizations to do that presentation, so you can get on to hear about from their perspective and how they're helping people maintain their rights during this time, and also from Ashley Matthew, our self-advocate, regarding that. So we will be putting that link up this afternoon regarding that presentation. And we thank you all for coming, and look
Quick
for
question.
any new things.
Oh, can I ask a quick question, Sally? It's Patty Jones from
Sure.
ACAP. How are you?
Good.
Yep, I had to put up on chat, and I wondered if anybody had any opinions. We serve quite a few people who use augmentative communication, and I'm just wondering if anybody in their Zoom classes that are using that.
That's a great question, and I'm not sure if ODC or Headwaters or Down Syndrome Association might haven't thought about that.
This is Jenny from Headwaters. I did put in the chat, we don't have anybody participating currently who's using augmentative communication other than sign language. So we serve a couple of individuals who are deaf. And so one of the reasons we specifically chose Microsoft Teams was because it had a really easy and nice closed captioning function. And so they're able to participate, fully in those classes that they're taking with that function.
Great, thanks for that, Jenny. All right, I think we're gonna close it up. Thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate everyone joining, and we look forward to seeing you again for some other presentations. Thanks a lot.
Bye.